And we're back on Wilder Minds. This is the drop series that we're doing here. So it's been fun just to see all the comments and all the stuff from the show airing again. It's really cool to see. And we're going to be doing this every single episode. So episode 2 is live and it went out 8 p.m. Outdoor Channel. And we're back to talk about it. What do you guys got?
A lot to talk about in episode 2.
Yeah, a lot.
A good one.
Yeah.
Where do you want to start? Let's get into it.
Yeah, we're going to dive into this, and hopefully every week we're just going to bring you an inside look. If you haven't seen the episode, you can find it on the Outdoor Channel. You can wait for it to come out on YouTube, lots of different places. If you're listening for the first time, we're going to be doing this every single week. Now, this week starts with, we've been at Camp 1 now for a period of time, and the water's starting to go down, which is going to give us some flexibility, but we got to do the rafts.
Yeah, this is our second full day in Camp 1. Mm-hmm. We flew in, waited the one day. We have a full day, and now this is day 2. We wake up, there's snow.
Yeah.
And there's snow on everything. And
right
it's
out
cold.
of the gate.
Right out of the gate. And it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's absolutely beautiful.
It is.
It was cold. Like, I'll touch on the cold part. Yep, it's beautiful. But this trip, I think overall, not to give too much away down the line, but I mean, it was cold from the get-go. It's just, I think it was like 13 degrees or something that second morning.
We never had a day above 40, I don't think.
Nope. And it was consistent teens, like at night. That was shocking because normally we get a couple of days where it's like 50, 60 during the day, but not this year, man. I got up and looked up and saw the snow on the side of the face over there and just all over the gravel, and it had that feeling of like, oh, this is for real. You know what I mean? And especially because we hadn't been in it. That was the first time we actually hit the cold.
So last week we addressed the water height, and there's another thing about this that you guys should know about, which is we've landed on this gravel bar before, and the access that we have, we could go off of the one side because we could wade across it quick. The water was so high that we're basically on an island. If we had to move, yes, we wade her up. Yes, we can make the move on animals, but we're not doing all that for wood. So as a wood boss, I am running out of like driftwood that's there. There's nothing to pick from. And it's starting to get a little bit annoying on that front from the heat side of things. So we're basically on this little island trying to figure out like, okay, this is not going to be ideal anymore.
No.
Like we got to move at some point. So it's freezing ass cold. Wood is at a limited area.
And everything's saturated because it rained for literally 10 days in a row before we got out there.
Well,
like
all the little
days.
channels that have the aspens and stuff in it and the willows, all that's drenched. Everything on the ground is soaking wet, right? Because it was all basically underwater. So, so we're having a little bit of issue with that, trying to figure that out, but we're still glassing hard and we got to get some elevation. But the only way to get elevation and know what we're seeing is to blow up the rafts and get across. That became kind of this day and this episode's theme was like, we got to get it built and get across.
And I do want to touch on real quick is you brought a little product with you, a little machine.
Game changer.
That we opened the episode up with your underwear ass.
Listen, at 9 seasons.
White as hell skin. Yeah. You can see through it.
Oh, God.
White.
I hadn't seen the sunlight in forever. Brought a shower. Portable shower. It was
This
awesome.
was a season of luxury.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
Hey,
and I liked it.
9 seasons.
Yep.
Kiss my ass. If you've done that, if you spent 9 months off ground, kiss my ass. I'm telling you, we're getting older. We needed some luxury items. And there were 2 in this episode that were phenomenal. The first one is I brought that little shower. You drop battery, drop it in just the puddle, and it just gives you enough where you're not dipping your head in, but it gave me enough where I could actually soak my hair because my hair is long and it's greasy and and I'm like, I can't handle it. It hurts. So geared down and went to take a shower, but there's definitely, I was not winning any tanning contests. As I was standing, it looked like I was wearing your sweatshirt.
But that thing sucks the water up through a filtered device, basically. Sucks it in and it pumps it.
It's 1.2 pounds. So it's not something that's going to be
bulk. It's like
it's little. So it was absolutely worth it. I used it all the way through, and it was like as long as I had water in just a sides, like little channel, boom, drop it in, shower. It was awesome. That was the key tool. The second tool was a can of propane with a torch on the end.
Yes.
Like over 9 years, we've done the rubbing the sticks. We've done the put the fire. We built it out of nothing. We've shaved it. We've flinted. We've done it all. This year, propane on the end of a torch. I turned it on, and away we went. And that was like, and I'll tell you what, everyone might compliment and say something on that. That can of propane lasted the entire trip.
Yeah.
Like, and I had a backup just in case, but I mean, you don't need much. You just need to fire it up, man, and get that heat on the bottom, and then from there, let it do its trick.
Well, when that wood is wet, you need to basically, I mean, we were torching it for like a minute to almost dry it and catch it on fire. So there's times when you really need that flame.
Yeah, yeah.
All I can think of is that meme where that guy's like, he's like pointing to himself.
Yeah.
We get smarter, we do.
Smarter. You hunt smarter, not harder.
Work
when it
smarter,
comes,
not harder.
You get the age going.
We did have another, I don't know if it's in this episode, we had another battery operated device that we used.
I don't think was it in this episode?
Yeah, because we get the rafts going.
Oh, yeah, we get the rafts up.
We get the rafts going.
The portable pump.
Yeah.
Yeah. So over the years, we've had hand pump rafts, and the hand pumps, they're two-way pumps, and so you're inflating when you push down and when you pull. But those chambers are big, and there's a lot of chambers in those rafts. And man, when you have to do two of them, like at a certain point, you're like, how many pumps is this going to take, right? Well, when we went to New Zealand years ago, that guy showed us the way.
Yep.
That guy had one of those. It's like a screw gun. It's like an adapter for a frickin' screw gun. And it's battery operated just in no time. And then you finish it off with the hand pump.
Because the hand pumps really put the pressure and put it in there, because it'll only get so far because it'll start to blow back. But man, to get all those chambers started, we got those rafts up in no time in comparison, because one of us was able to go around and fill the chambers, and the other one was coming right behind sealing it off with the hand pumps. And I mean, those babies were packed full of air.
Well, and I always think too, like, okay, so let's say you happen to can open or something, or you got to inflate when you're on the fly. Like that screw gun is an unbelievable, or that, I don't know, with the hand pump. It's not a battery pump, I guess we would call it. That battery pump, is it's a lifesaver.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
So we had a couple new tricks.
Couple tricks.
Couple tricks.
But with that torch inside of that stove at night, you could shove in that, the tinder ball, and it was literally 2 seconds, and then just let it go, get the draft right on it, and we had heat in no time. And look, we've used the fuel over the time. We've done all the stuff, and I mean, every which way to build a fire we can do. But it was like this time, it was smarter, not harder. And I think it was times like this where we were on that island, driftwood, wetwood, or such dry old stuff that it doesn't burn long, so it goes fast. And so, man, in the mornings, getting coffee going, boom, and I mean we were rocking and rolling. So it was nice, definitely worth it.
I didn't even know you were going to bring that. I saw. I was like, damn.
A secret I pulled out of the bag. I was like, ta-da.
At Keefer Brothers, our mission is to pass on what the wild has taught us. Every single step into the wild tells a story, and we've spent years capturing those moments in the rawest way possible. So if you're not afraid to step outside of your comfort zone and you want to go further and live the kind of life that most people only talk about, be sure to visit KeeferBrothers.com. Whether you're there for the stories, the skills, or the connection, everything lives at KeeferBrothers.com and the all-new companion app.
Every shot counts. And when it's time to make it count, you want the best. Winchester Ammunition has built its legacy on a commitment to innovation by continuously pushing what's possible. In the heartland of America, the American legend crafts ammunition that's purpose-built, reliable, accurate, and ready to perform no matter how harsh the conditions. Whether you're hunting or shooting for sport, Winchester will be there.
All right, let's talk about beer for a second. You ever notice there's a big difference between Busch Light drinkers and other beer drinkers? I like to say we live on the wild side. A guy with a Busch Light in his hand, he's a man of the people. He's out there in the wild every day. He's in the trenches smashing bushies with a smile on his face. You know why? Because he doesn't care. He's not looking for a soulmate. He just needs something to wash that damn jerky down. And he's got himself a 12-pack of Freedom in a can. And when that can gets cracked, it's like opening a door to a whole different world. It's just a vibe. And if you haven't felt it, you should. So go grab yourself a case of bushies, give them a rip, and take a walk on the wild side. Wherever your adventure takes you, count on Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's to make it memorable. From the timberline to the campsites to the lake and the range, get your family outfitted with the right gear. With premium brands like Worldwide Sportsman, Ascend, Instinct, Redhead, and Natural Reflections, they've got the apparel and the gear to make it the best adventure ever. Stop by today for a one-of-a-kind shopping experience in-store or online at BassPro.com and Cabela's.com. See for yourself at Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's stores. Your adventure starts here. Going back to just having to gain some ground for elevation, the reason we inflated those rafts in the first place, I walked up there, I grabbed one of the oars and I stuck it over in that channel, and we crossed that channel before a lot, just in waders.
Yep.
I stuck that oar in the channel, and it was, I don't know, that oar's probably 6 feet, 6.5 feet, 7 feet long, and 3/4 of that oar went underwater immediately, and I was like, oh, that is not an option. Like, that is not safe, and that amount of water ripping down through there, I mean, it's and we only had to go 12 feet, you know.
Yeah.
That 12 feet is, and you know, we got those rafts pumped up and tried to figure out the timing of, like, all right, if we launch from this side up here, that's going to land us about there, which then gives us enough room to launch from there to come back. And so everything is a science. You got to think through everything 2 and 3 times, because if you launch in the wrong spot, then you land down there in the wrong spot, then you got to take the raft out, carry it up, or drag it back up, and it's just a nightmare. Creating more work for yourself. So, you know, one little 12-foot got to get from here to there turns into, and that's the reason I'm kind of touching all this, is because that one little need, I got to go from here to there, it's 12 feet, turns into an hour to an hour and a half long project of getting all the gear ready, getting everything up and rolling and getting it right, and then launching from the right spot, landing in the right spot, all that stuff. So nothing is easy out there.
Well, and we're documenting, right? So we're doing our jobs, and you and I are putting those rafts together, doing anything, and then we have to figure out when we jump in, there's a camera angle. When we get out, there's a camera angle. There's all the things that have to go into the hurry up and wait process of production, and then we get caught up, and then we go to the next thing, and then we go to the next thing. But we're just doing the thing, and then these guys are documenting it, but then we're waiting for the breakdown to wait, and then it's rotate, go, and then it's, you know, so it's it takes longer. And to your point, there's little tasks. I mean, they're not little out there. You know, it's an hour and a half task to row across the river, you know, but last thing you want to do is end up downstream and create more work for yourself, burn more calories, get caught up in something. It's just all take your time and do it methodically and do it right the first time, and you don't have to worry about it.
And from a story perspective, the first time that raft enters the water, it needs to be a part of the story. It just can't be like, we're over to the other side. Like, the raft in the river is the whole point of the story. So, I mean, you have to think past, we got it inflated, we're going to put it here, and we're just going, 15 yards across this river channel to the other side. Well, there's more to it than that. Like, it's the first connection to that character in this whole trip was turned out to be the river. And so that's the first connection we make. And as a director, story producer, we might not have left Camp 1 if it was really good. But that's what we had to do. We had to figure that out to go to the other side. We didn't know yet. So you get across the other side, and that's the next step in the journey, is now we get to high ground. Let's figure out, where are the caribou, where are the moose? Because we were glassing from down here day one. We got to go up here now.
Right. And high ground, let's be clear. It's like 40 feet higher than the river bed. You know what I mean? Like, even that spot is not true high ground, but it's high enough to reveal miles, and it's high enough to give us an entirely different vantage point. It's the only time in the trip for those first couple of days where I felt advantage Keefer Brothers. You know what I mean? Like, when you get up there, you're like, okay, I can live with this. I can see, I can understand what animals are doing. We can look for movement. We can look for danger. You feel like you're comfortable because you have the vantage point, so to speak. So real quick too, on one thing on the production that I think I felt this year that it's actually been a while since I felt this. There's something to be said for knowing the process and having experience with the process of what we're doing, because Louis was this is his first year going out there.
Yep.
And so anything and everything that we do, I almost had to take a step back from what I'm normally used to. You've been out there so many times, like, you know what's coming next.
Yep.
And so as you're filming, you know what I'm going to do, and so you're already with it or ahead of it, or you're setting up shots because you know I'm going to come over there next, and you're already there and living in that spot.
Yep.
And I kind of know what you're doing, and I feel it, and we do that whole thing. But with Louis, somebody who's doesn't know the process, even something as simple as inflating our rafts, like, to him, it's like, okay, what happens first, and then what happens, and then where do we go from there? So I found myself having to step back and be like, okay, first I'm going to unscrew this thing, and then we got to pop that, then we're going to do this chamber, close it, then move to that, then do the floor, and just go through those steps.
Yeah.
I haven't had to do that in a number of years. So it was a little bit different to your point of, like, hurry up and wait. It was like, okay, we got to give him a second to make sure he's caught up, because you're over just doing your thing.
Yeah, and there was definitely a conversation going in, like, there's not going to be a sit down at every moment and explain what's going on.
Right.
Like, I'm very confident I can cover 90% of what's happening if I had to.
Yeah.
And that's the way I shoot everything. But I know that I would look at Louis, and he'd kind of look and see what's going on, and he'd assess it, and then he'd shoot it, and then he'd be like, oh, I got to get lower to the ground. He'd get lower to the ground. Mm-hmm. And by, like, day 3 or 4, we were in sync.
Yeah.
And Louis is a good shooter, but you have to be in sync out there. Mm-hmm. And by, like, camp 2, we were dialed.
Yeah. Well, just that familiarity with the process, I think. And it's, like I said, it stood out to me because it's been years since we've had to explain that kind of stuff. So just one of those little overlooked.
But it's good, though, because, I think this year we really did get microscopic with our storytelling. Mm-hmm. And honestly, I think that's what stands out to me, is somebody that's never done this before can watch it and learn and be entertained at the same time. And I think that's kind of our goal always.
Well, the story's deserving of it.
Yep,
I mean, at least in my opinion, that's how I like to see it anyway. So,
going back to the rafts for just a second. So, these rafts are meant, you can center row the rafts. You can set them up to do that, no problem. And in any given situation, like if it was just you and I out there, each with a raft, we'd center row the raft, and we'd be able to kind of store stuff in each one of our rafts and be good to go. But that's not the case. And what we've always adapted, I should say, over the years is bow stern type of setup. And so you got to get these chambers right. You got to get the floor right. Got to get everything loaded up. We got to get the mesh, the seats, the stuff that we use where normally be a seat. Now we're using it for a tie down, so we kind of have our own method of setting up these rafts. And, it takes a minute to get all the straps. We put the oar locks on, even though we're not going to center row, but when we stop, we'll oar lock them, because the last thing you want to do is see your oar going down because you set it on top, right? Yep. So we still do all the things that we would normally do to set up the raft right.
Or what if you fall out and I have to jump up and center row?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like there's that side.
Yeah, so you definitely, which has happened. So you definitely need to set those rafts up the right way. And again, it's a process, but it's a one-time process, then it's maintenance, right? So you take the time to do the rafts correctly, get it to where you want them to be, get the right air in them, and then from there, it's just maintenance, right? You're just kind of like, oh, they're a little bit low, or I got to get some water out of here, or
proper pack, adjusting weight based on how you're tracking.
Exactly. So then it just becomes that. But it's worth taking the time to set up your rafts the right way, which we did, and we have always done this time. But this episode, that was a big part of it, is getting those rafts built.
And these rafts are what brand?
Yeah, so the rafts. We did basically a section of a brand new master class that will be coming out for the float hunt specific around these rafts and how to inflate them and how to do what we do with them. But these rafts are Pioneer Extremes, made by Larry Bartlett over at Pristine Ventures. Larry knows his shit when it comes to this stuff, and he custom built these rafts. They're a PVC, kind of moved away from that Hypalon model. We got into the PVC side of things. The PVC's, it's durable as hell. It's going to give you a heavier load hauling capacity. the guarantees that come with PVC are a lot better than they are with some of the Hypalon stuff. So, yeah, these ones are 72 pounds, all said and done. I don't remember if that's with the rowing kit. I think the rowing kit might add a couple of pounds. I think the raft itself is 72. And they have a floor in them, self-bailing. Just overall, phenomenal rafts. And we beat these rafts have seen hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of river miles.
Yeah.
And they're still going strong. I mean, obviously there's bumps and bruises and nicks and tears, but they've held up tremendously well.
Yep.
Yeah. So we got them built. We went across. We lined it out exactly what we talked about earlier. We kind of planned, got to go upstream to go downstream with the way the water was. We got over there. And it was interesting because we've spent time over there before. I actually shot two caribou over there. So when we're down at camp, you mentioned that our elevation's low. When you're down there and you look right, we're looking into basically a gravel bank. But now, just being on top of that gravel bank, when you look right, it's 1.5 miles or 2 miles, you're looking downriver, right? So my anticipation is we're going to get over there and, that's where all the caribou are. Like that in my mind, I'm like, as soon as we get over the hump, I'm going to be like, they just moved over here, which was not the case at all in that situation. But I don't know if you guys find this, but when I'm in, we were in a spot, and I was checking all the spots that I'd seen animals before. I go and I'm like, there was a bear over here. He should be. It's even though it's been
usually
3
he's here.
years since.
Usually Mike and the boys.
Usually they're over there.
Usually the bear's right over there, and no, he's not there.
No, Dirty Mike's 150 miles south.
I saw the wolf. That wolf was coming down that trail right there. He should, you're looking at it
where'd that muskox go? He was up through here.
Yeah, and then I get over there, and it's just it's like a ghost town of animals, which was like, what the. It was just getting to be pretty annoying at that point.
Yeah. Well, we had faith.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like every time you look in the glass and you come back with nothing, it's like you get another slap in the face. You know what I mean? You can only take so many slaps in the face till you're like, what the hell is happening here?
I think in that spot, though, you're going to see them if they're there. It's not like it's heavily.
They can't hide.
Spruced out.
They might be 2 miles away, but you're going to see them.
You're going to see if there's animals. If you sit for 10 hours, you're going to see the animals.
Yep. Yeah.
And we didn't see the animals.
We did not. No. We did not see the animals. It was a long day up on that rock, and it was windy, and it was just like you're tucked in. But man, I was comfortable. It was like we're tucked in, ready to go, and everybody again. It's like. Silence until there isn't, and then eventually one of us gets bored and stands up, and then another guy's like, "So, you guys, what do we want to do?" And everyone's like, I think I've had enough. Maybe we should roll back, But
that's about when you discovered a problem.
Yep. I'll get to the problem. Is there anything better than a little tundra muskeg nap, though?
Oh.
You get nuzzled.
Well, you're dry sheeting it now. You're dry sheeting it.
Especially when that sun comes across like that and it just hits you perfect out there.
It's beautiful.
God, that's a good sleep.
It's so awesome.
That is a good
sleep.
And
the smell.
And it's like you're sleeping, but you're not.
Oh, yeah, you hear everything.
You hear everything around you, but it's just... I don't know. It's just pure.
Every once in a while, you look behind you just to make sure there's
whatever
no sneakers.
Level is like REM. You're up here at a different level. You're at 1 or 2, but it is such a powerful.
I usually get the vampire tuck.
Oh yeah.
You get in there and I get my bino harness and everything and grab onto it. My gator's up here.
Yep.
And you just I get tucked in and I love it.
And you're like, I get about 10 minutes, and then you fall asleep and you open your eyes. It's been 2.
Yeah.
But you feel like
all the caribou went by.
Yeah. It feels like it's been like an hour, but you look at your watch and you're like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
It's not long, but man, those little cat naps.
Well, there is 4 of us too, so you know that somebody's eyes are open.
Yeah. Somebody's looking around.
Somebody's looking around.
Yeah. It's never been all 4 of us just sleeping on a tundra. That would not work out very well. Yeah.
I happened to open my eyes from the slumber and look down, and I had a blowout in my boot.
Yeah.
That was my problem. And this is early in the trip.
You did.
You do not want to pop a tire early. Yeah, I know.
Now, to be clear, these boots are not
tried
new.
And true.
These boots
are tried and true.
They finally broke, is more or less what you're saying.
Hundreds of miles.
You've had these boots for...
I think I've worn them, I want to say 4 full seasons of dropped.
Yeah. Plus hunting seasons, plus what you do on a normal basis.
Other stuff. And they're Mindel boots. Incredible.
Yeah.
And they finally just had enough.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I looked at them before we went, and I was like, they got one more in them. Yeah. You know how you get with gear.
Oh, yeah,
Like, you get a piece
They're
of
comfortable.
gear.
I mean, yeah.
These are
You
my
get a
boots.
piece of gear. It's tried and true. You trust it. I was sitting in my basement in a Millennium chair of all things, and I was looking at those boots, and I'm like, they got another season. I know they do. And day 2, they blew out.
Yeah.
So
Got another day.
Shows you what
they
I
got
know.
another day in them.
They had
So the new
2
master
days.
class, the new Hunt Academy says buy new boots.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, what a bad setup to freaking lose the sole.
Yeah.
On the bottom of your boot. So I didn't have any choice. I had some cordage with me, and so I took some cordage to start with and just did what I could. So I didn't have I was still attached in the back, but I had a heavy flapper.
You had a walk. It was like a Clydesdale flap walk.
And so walking in muskeg is like walking on a 24-inch memory foam mattress that's resting on a waterbed to begin with.
Yeah.
Add a flapper into that where you have to lift your leg up, and you get the funny walk. There's no, if you have to stalking's out of the question.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Because every time I walk, I go,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Slapping.
I'm like, oh my God, this is driving me nuts. So I took some paracord and I did a little cob thing there while I was out in the field just trying to get it fixed. And I'm sitting there like, what the hell am I going to do?
Yeah.
Like I'm down a sole. Like it hurts my soul.
Yeah.
But I had a solution.
For some of us, the hunt never stops. Grizzly understands that more than most. Rugged, reliable, and built to never back down. Whether you're on the trail, by the water, or deep in the dark timber, Grizzly is by your side. Tough enough to take on the wild and ready for whatever you can throw. Grizzly is committed to products that never let you down. Always on the hunt with Grizzly.
Out here in the wild, precision isn't just a luxury, it's a necessity. Leupold Optics is built on the foundation of American craftsmanship, where every features function first. For over a century now, they've combined dedication and technology with a relentless put-it-to-the-test attitude, creating optics that stand up when everything else stands down. When it matters most, you need the best. That's what you get with Leupold Optics. While other companies out there warranty failure, Leupold guarantees performance for life. You've got things that matter. Memories, heirlooms, documents, firearms. And we all know that life is unpredictable. At Winchester Safes, they make sure life's unpredictable moments don't take those things from you. They use state-of-the-art methods that refuse to sacrifice quality. They put everything they have into their products, offering proven protection and peace of mind. There's only one safe company worthy of the title, the American Legend, and that's Winchester Safes. Follow at Winchester Safes or learn more on winchestersafes.com. When you're miles from help, second chances don't exist. That's why we shoot Rage broadheads. Massive cutting diameter, field point accuracy, devastating results when it matters most. Hunt with Rage. I got a solution.
Well, we're not quite there yet because we get hungry in the meantime, and this is one of the bonuses I think this year is bringing some on-point meals with us.
Oh my God, dude,
They're so good.
This was the other secret that we brought. That again, after 9 seasons, we didn't bring a lot. We brought enough just to give us the energy.
Yep.
And On Point was on point.
it was one of the best decisions that we've ever made for
Period.
Dad.
Period.
The
And
trip.
This is the first episode. This is the first episode we introduce it, and you see in the episode we split one.
Yep.
Like we're not sitting there crushing 6 of these things on a daily, but just to get that extra calorie, especially in those situations, I'm telling you, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Huge.
It
benefit.
is you with dropped. You cannot fake starvation. Like you can see the weight falling off of us because we don't have adequate nutrition or haven't anyway over the past 8 seasons. And it's hard to explain to people what that's like when you're out there. You guys know the best I can do is I can tell them like you get that blood pressure rush when you stand up and you feel like you're going to fall over. That starts on like day 5 or 6. And it doesn't go away when we don't have food, basically until the end of the trip.
Yep.
And so everything takes that much longer. It takes that much longer to get up, to get yourself going, to get the momentum, to get energy, like every part of it. And I've always, of all the drops, I've always hated that the most.
Oh, yeah.
Like that feeling is just, it's not a good feeling. And you're at the mercy of the hunt, and you're at the mercy of the river for fish and everything else. So to be able to have enough to just keep us powered, I guess would be kind of how I would put it. And not just any old like freeze-dried meal. On Point does an unbelievable job.
Unbelievable.
The meals that they make, the quality of the ingredients that are in the meals, the nutritional profile, like they can go as far as to set up your macros exactly the way you want them when you're out there. The ingredients that they leave out because of the negative effects it has on your body, especially in remote locations, especially if you don't have water, stuff like that. I mean, all those decisions went into that little packet, you know, and we got to take those little packets this year, which was, I mean, I was thrilled. I think it's the best decision that we had.
Yeah. So let's touch on that for a second, because this is not like mass produced in a store.
No.
Tear it, grab, Buffalo Mac and be done with it. Yep. This is, you worked with them.
Yep.
And this is them making and creating custom meals for us to take on this adventure based on what we thought from a calorie perspective we're losing on a daily basis and how we were going to need energy when we went. And they were incredible. I mean, the way that the meals played out for us, whether it was every other day, whether we were splitting one, it didn't matter. We were still getting the nutrients enough to last us a long time. Like they were packed full of what we needed and the right stuff. One thing I loved is there's not a lot of sodium in them.
Nope.
Like none. And I absolutely, some of these mass-produced ones, you get that salt and that bloat because they have to keep that sodium in there. That wasn't there. Some of the stuff that in this episode we shared the chicken
corn chowder.
Chicken corn chowder, which I'm not kidding. When we said it
So
in the
good.
show, it was like restaurant quality chicken corn chowder because she makes it and freeze dried. Like it's not something that's just been done. This has been made for us and then
Two people.
It was incredible. And my favorite the entire time was eggs, beef, and tallow.
Skillet.
Unbelievable. There was just eggs, beef made with
And there's a
tallow.
lot in there too.
Yeah.
And that was why it's
You
good.
couldn't finish a whole thing. I mean, it was like, oh my
couldn't
God,
eat it
but it
all.
was so good. And the energy back in your system. And you're right. I mean, you can see the transformation of us no matter what across. And I wear it in my face. I mean, I'm gaunt. I mean, I look from my day 1 picture to my day 30 picture, no matter what it is that I'm eating. I mean, it's
we
like
lost 20. We lose 20 every time.
every
matter
time.
what,
I mean, there's times I look like Tom Hanks from Philadelphia, like a couple times. Like I'm struggling in there. Like I'm barely going to make it out. But at the end of the day, like, yes, we lost weight on this one. Yes, we were doing it, but my energy level never died.
Yep.
To your dizzy thing that you're talking about, I never one time got it because I just was able to supplement enough along the way. And at this age and where I'm at, what I want to do and where I'm at with my health journey, that couldn't have been any better for me to have them with, that with us.
I think what people don't realize is the amount of energy you burn just being there, just being in the elements. Because you get up at 6:30 in the morning, you're out, and you don't go back in the tent until 8.
Yeah.
8:30,
Just
9
shivering.
o'clock.
Just
Just
cold.
being outside, even if you don't go on massive hikes, you're constantly moving. You're constantly going from one place to the other. And it was cold. It was sub 40 the entire time. So your body's always trying to keep you warm. So the amount of calories that we're burning just being in the elements is insane.
Thousands upon thousands.
Thousands.
Yeah, I mean, we documented most of the time. I mean, it was between 5,000 and 7,000 calories in a day.
And that's
based
on a glass day.
Just on days where, like, my watch would say you burned 6,000 calories today,
Yeah.
and I'm like, holy shit.
And we'll get into the if, quote unquote, we hit the river, which we do.
Yeah.
We'll get into those days.
Yeah.
Because that is insane,
Yeah.
the amount of calories you're
Yeah.
burning.
So you need to supplement it because,
Yeah.
again, we've done it for 9 seasons, and look, we've proven we can do it, and it is amazing to take that challenge, and there's something about it that is primal, and it's like, yes, we can do this, but after 9 seasons and that feeling that you get, it's like, we've done it. Now I want to attack this. Like this season we went in like, we're going to go after this.
Yeah.
And we had the energy no matter what happened to go to those things. Whether it was like, well, it's a mile away, we're going to go. Where in previous seasons, maybe if you're down 3 days in a row, 7,000 calories a day, and you've had a piece of a fish or a duck breast, you just don't have that energy to go, well, if we got to pack them out. We're not going to make, like, there's things that decision-wise you make because your health isn't there.
We would have been in real trouble, though. I mean, up here, 1, the blueberries were gone. 2, the caribou were gone. 3, we couldn't find a mature moose when we wanted one.
Yeah.
So it was, if you don't have those meals, what were we going to eat?
Yeah.
And that is when there's been other trips where there's been more game, there's been more things, ducks, wherever, different parts of Alaska. When you're up in the Brooks Range like this, it's pretty limited what you're going to eat. So we will not, at least I'll personally make sure that we have these every year when we go back to this spot.
Well, you just remember, I mean, we're on hour 48 or whatever it is when we decide to split the meal. I mean, it's like, so you're fasting for a period of time anyway. And this year I took in First Form Energy or First Form Formula One Clear protein. So to take a protein shake in the morning with the Formula One Clear, mix it up, have that got me through. It got me the energy I needed to get. And then we're splitting these meals and eating this stuff as we're going along the way. And I never one time had the dip that I've had when we don't, right? And it just felt like poof, the whole time I was rocking. So I loved it. It was a good call and a great call.
Yeah.
Your body is in constant fight or flight. And that is taxing as hell.
Yep.
And it's taxing physically, it's taxing mentally. That little bit of goodness, it just makes all the difference. I'm with you. We all lost a ton of weight, but I've never felt better. So
felt great. Felt great.
And that changes how you approach the trip. It changes how you approach the hunt. It changes damn near everything. So happy to do it. Happy and like I said, On Point Adventure Foods, they are rock solid. Can't say enough good things about them.
They're fantastic. So we got a little of that in us, which gave us a little bit of energy knowing that we have a big decision to make. We got back to camp on this episode, and I think it's pretty clear what needs to happen at this point based on what we've seen and what, kind of our intel's telling us. And, I think it was get a good night's sleep, but now the rafts are up. Now kind of the work's done. We've got all the intel in this area that we need, and big decision needs to be made, but it's not going to be here. So, But before we make all those decisions, you got to figure out what you're going to do with your boat. I mean, I look back and you're bootless in Seattle.
It's awful. It was driving me crazy. Luckily, we have a raft repair kit.
Yeah.
And so I had to weigh this out. Here's the decision. If we get a hole in the raft and I've used all the shit from the raft repair kit, we can't fix the raft. But I got a bad boot. So we had enough. I made sure we had enough. I knew we had enough that I could sacrifice a little bit of the repair kit to repair my boot. So that's what I did. Took the torch. I was able to get it all cleaned up, right? Took the little propane torch, got the boot all clean, did that whole thing, and then I used actually some of the bonding materials that we have for the raft and the patches to the sole and the leather, other part of the boot. Stuck it together, got it all tied together, and son of a bitch.
It worked.
Fixed her.
Took
a while.
It did.
I inhaled I don't know how many fumes.
I was filming and I was high. There's strong stuff.
Especially because you got to think when you're out there, you don't smell anything. You smell campfire smoke and that's about it, right? And then when I opened that thing up, I was like, oh my Lord, is that strong? So I got it fixed and she held.
Isn't it crazy how these little tasks out there, like, because you were working on it for a while, right?
When I had nothing but time.
Well, that's it. When you're out there, there's things that I'll do where I know in a regular world I'd either broke it because I was trying to force it, or I just was done with it.
Just get a new boot.
Just give up.
I'd be like, I'm done with it.
Yeah.
I'm done with it. I'm not touching it. I'm hard on shit. I'm gonna break it and I'm done. Move on. But I'm out there. It's like it's a challenge because I know I have nothing but time. So I'm like, if you guys need me, I'll be over here and I'm going to figure this out. It's like, I'm going to figure this out. And it's hours sometimes where I'm doing something where I'm like, and then it's like, haha. And when you get it, there's such a man thing about you that's like, oh, I got it, but in reality, it's like, you just did that. Like you normally wouldn't do that in normal time.
All I kept thinking about was the minute I put a 200-pound quarter on my back, this thing's going to blow out. I was
flapping like a...
And then at that, I actually, in my mind, my solution was, I'm going to cut it off.
Like a tie in the
Like
wind.
At that point, I'm just going to take my knife, cut it off, and sacrifice it. absolute worst case scenario, I had my wading boots.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I could just
Which
put
are
the
brutal to wear.
terrible. But what's better, a wading boot or a boot with no sole?
Yeah.
You know?
What do they what do
One's
they
bad,
call
one's
that
worse.
when a deer has too much corn and they get the hoof?
Twisted. Oh no, foundered.
Foundered.
Yeah, I was
They're
foundered.
You were foundered. That's what it was.
I had to walk like
you
I
were
was
foundered,
foundered.
like you were walking like you had a long toenail and
Yep.
couldn't get it like the way it was working.
It was
And
bad.
It was funny.
It's
Yeah.
it's
was
annoying.
Yeah.
Well, it was good though. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. Look, we're getting into the season and Dropped is all about setting the scene. So
Yep.
things are about to get really, really interesting in the next couple of episodes. So stick around. Friday nights, 8 p.m. Outdoor Channel. We'll be doing this after every episode. So make sure you tune in, check it out, share it, like it, do all the stuff. And again, go join the Brotherhood. Lots of cool stuff over there for you to do. Anything else you guys need to say before we go?
Nope.
I don't think so.
That's it. Thanks for watching, listening to Wilder's Minds, and go watch Drop.
Mama say it's a new day song.
Seeing your arrow vanish in the dark is pure adrenaline. Nocturnal makes it clear. Bright, tough, and dead simple to use. Low light or last light. Track your shot all the way through. Shoot Nocturnal.
Some call it out on the trail. I like to call it the road less traveled. The kind of place where the going gets tough. That's where Tracker Off-Road comes in. Made for those who won't back down. Tracker Off-Road delivers the hardest working machines with the greatest capability at the strongest value in the industry. Built by those who know what it takes and designed for those who don't turn back. Tracker is dedicated to delivering machines that let you get the most out of your day and your dollar. Ready to take on your next adventure? Go with Tracker Off-Road.
Accuracy isn't optional. It's survival. Carbon Express arrows are built for serious hunters chasing clean kills and confidence in every shot. Across the Midwest or all through Alaska, it does not matter. Hunt hard and shoot straight. Carbon Express.